This is the Wuben L3, and Wuben did graciously send me this light today, and I appreciate it, Wuben. So this is a 21700 flashlight powered by a 4800 milliamp hour 21700 battery, and it is a chunky boy. So let's get into some of the specs for this guy. It claims 3000 lumens on max, or on your turbo output, and then that steps down to about 1500. And then let me bring my handy dandy stat sheet here. It's 1500 to 1000 is the high, and then medium is 500, low is 150, and then moonlight is 5, which that's not moonlight. It should be lower. I think I love 0.5 and 1 lumens. Those are the best. It does say it has a throw of 226 meters. It's like 12, 13,000 candela in there, and that's okay. It has a decent hotspot on it. I've got it on that moonlight mode, so to say, right here, and then it's very unique in how it operates. So it's got a tail switch. It has a half click and a full click. Half click is going to change you through your modes or give you momentary if the flashlight's off. And then the full click will turn it on and off. And so I have it here. I'm going to do the half click. So it steps up 1, 2, 3, and then it steps down 1, 2, 3, which is very weird. So it doesn't go back to the beginning, you just step up and step down, and I'm really not sure how I feel about that. And then to get to that turbo mode, you press and hold, and it turns on. There is no way that I have found to keep turbo mode on other than holding it. I don't like that. Not a fan. I want turbo mode to be able to full click, and then it should be going to turbo. So very unique in that it steps up and steps down. Not sure why they did that. So it is an input and output light. So when you plug in your USB-C, you can charge it, or it can charge devices. It has this interesting collar on it here. So when you open it up, there is your USB-C port. But if you see, there's a little, I don't know what to call it, another collar up here that goes inside this top part. So it pushes up in there. There's O-rings there and there. So we'll see how that holds up in the water testing. I do usually like the collar kind because it usually protects a little bit better. But we'll see. I've never seen this exact design before, so we'll see if it holds up. But you can just go down, you screw it, and it closes. And that's pretty much it. You know, tail switch, like I said. I do like that it's recessed and you can tail stand it. And I do like this pocket clip quite a bit. It is very chunky, and it is definitely a good for pants. If you're wearing pants, a good winter light maybe. But it is quite large and quite thick. But we will see. Let's go see what that 3000 lumens looks like at night, and then we will put it through the full suite of tests and see if it can make it through. All right, out here with the L3, and here's the lowest mode. This is that moonlight, and then we'll scroll up to the next mode, kind of a low, medium, and high. And then you got to remember there is the turbo, and it steps up and then steps down, which is so interesting to me why they did that. I'm not sure if I like it or if I don't. I probably don't like it only because I'm not used to it, but it does provide a good amount of light. So what I'm going to do is just press and hold in that half click, and that's what's going to get me to that turbo. So there's that weird half click first, and it gets me to turbo. It's not all that much brighter, but it is very bright, and it is quite a lot of light. So nice. I like that nice large hotspot too. That's pretty cool. Okay, here's the L3 on the lowest mode. You can see that spot out there a little bit, lighting up the signs. There it is on low, and just a half click is gonna scroll through my modes here. Man, already lighting up this tree with a huge hot spot in that center. There's the medium, there is high. Definitely getting 50 and 100 meters, no problem with the high mode. And then a press and hold for half a second is gonna get me the turbo. So there's everything out of the L3 and quite a lot of light. Very, very impressive from this guy. And then I can scroll back down through all the modes as well. All right, we are going to throw the Wuben L3 in the water for 30 minutes, and let's see how it holds up. 30 minutes is up, Let's take this guy out. Obviously it's still on, but we'll check for water intrusion and then go straight to drop testing. Okay, so we had some issues with the L3 and the water test. So in this cool little ring right here, the L3 let in a ton of water, which I was not expecting. I opened it up and it was like pouring water. It was crazy. But you can take this entire cap all the way off. In fact, I'll just do it right now to show you, and you can take it all the way out. So that's what I did. I let it dry, and then I put it back together today. It's been a couple of days. I went to work, came back, just tested it out, and it works just fine. Goes through all of its modes, but not great. Don't love that, especially since they say it's IP68. I did tell Wuben about that, and they've already told their engineering department, so hopefully that they can look into that and that can get better, but I was not super happy with that. Okay, L3 is on low. Let's drop it. Ooh, off already? And that will conclude our testing.
Several days later.
Okay, so I thought this thing was fully dead, but I have somehow revived it. And I genuinely don't know how. So I was plugging it in and trying to turn it on, and then it would turn on when I plugged it in, but not if I took it out, and then it wouldn't turn on, and so I thought it was just dead and gone. I tried to do a little reset trick with the plug-in thing, but the battery works fine in other lights. So I was like, okay, well, it's not the battery, it's a circuit board thing. I went in, messed around with some stuff, still couldn't get it to work. And then I literally was like, okay, I gotta figure out what to do with this. And then I clicked another flashlight against it, like just on accident, and it turned on. And it's been working ever since. So we're gonna continue to drop it from head height, because I believe I just did the waist height. And I have very little hope that this will survive. But here we go. It's on. It's probably gonna die. Here we go. Yeah, it died. And it's dead again. So that's about what I thought. Okay, the Wuben L3 is definitely dead. The water intrusion portion of that, it took on a lot of water. So in this port here, which I talked about earlier, it slides up and down. A ton of water got in here. Like, I was pouring water out of this. It was crazy. More than I think I've ever had in any flashlight. Tons of water, and it says it's IP68, so I'm not happy about that. I already told Wuben, and they already sent that to their engineers, so just so you know, Wuben is hopefully on that, fingers crossed. But that was kind of weird, and I think the issue is you can take this head off. There is no O-ring between this head and this shank of this piece right here, which this goes into here like this. That's the fit. There's no O-ring there, and water was inside where the emitter goes. That's not good. That's very bad. So they put the two O-rings here between the USB, but not between this and this shank, and there was just tons of water in there, and to me that's not great. So don't drop it in water. And don't drop it, period, apparently, because it didn't survive the first two. I somehow miraculously got it to turn back on. I don't know how. And now it's completely dead again. And it's not the battery. The battery's fine. It's something to do with the internals. It is very heavy and chunky, so I'm not that surprised. But yeah, the L3 is dead. But as always, this is a one of one. This is just the one that I got. I could have got a dud. I have no idea. And if you do want to purchase one, I will have my Amazon link, and then Wuben, their homepage, their store page, their link as well. So you can go buy it there, and that would help the channel out. But yeah, the Wuben L3. I can't say that I recommend it necessarily, but I'm going to leave it to you guys. You guys make your own choice. And there were some weird features on this one. The up and down with the modes, I wasn't really particularly loving that. The fact that I couldn't turn it all the way on turbo and leave it on there was weird. Please tell me what you guys think about this light. Very interesting from Wuben. Definitely not my favorite. I'll put it that way. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. I am nearing my 1,000 subscriber mark, and I would really love to get to that by the end of the year. That would help me out a whole lot. And yeah, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I can't blind you with this flashlight, but we'll see you in the next one.